Alright, let's see if this camera works. If it doesn't, oh well, I don't know. Or I might need to charge it. But we've been having technical difficulties and been doing some run around, but this is what we have so far for this job. We did this wall. There was no wall here, it was just straight from there straight to the ground here. There was a couple of bushes. But we built this up, and these are the homeowner ones or whatever with the core fill in them. And then we got the caps over here we're gonna start doing. And then over here, there was an old planter bed with just, again, homeowner special blocks, the little ones that just only have a lip on the back of them. Then he wanted this basically built up as a planter box.
You feel like it's 37 degrees today, Zach. What the hell?
And I got a camera that works actually.
Ooh, look at that.
We're kind of screwing around with batteries right now because I didn't charge it last night because I passed smooth out like as soon as I got to my buddies.
I got a pack with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach's camera decided to identify as a brick. Yeah.
Way to go get it, and the whole thing canceled in 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, y'all gonna have to use your imagination a little bit, but it is what it is.
You'll see the process of how these are all built when we're building this wall over here. Same process basically.
Yeah. He's gonna have quite the pad out here.
You want 6 feet.
You want 6 feet now, and when I had it in my notebook, it was 6 feet off the corner of that, but now it's 6 feet off the corner of the garage, right there. So that'll be a pretty good pad for him. Then he cracked a rib, so we're going to rough excavate this out for the concrete for him. So we'll leave like 4 inches and get the pitch kind of close and stuff like that, so he just has to pour it. Those ribs suck, man. Cracked a few of mine back in the day and went in because it was like I was worried one was going to, pop through my lungs or something like that, and they looked and they're like, yeah, you cracked a couple of ribs. That sucks. I mean, they can't do anything about it.
No, it's the one bone they cannot do anything for.
So, they wrapped, I got a compression bandage, so I keep it tight, and it was a little bit better, but not much, so I'm feeling for this dude, man. Oh, gosh.
Yep, we got this one done. We're gonna get this pad roughed in and then build our wall the rest of that way.
Yep.
Yeah. And then eventually we'll be doing caps here. So
this one should be pretty easy. It's just gonna be a whole lot of step ups. There's gonna be like 4 step ups in there. If I'm doing my math right.
4 step ups in what? 20 feet? 30 feet?
Maybe
50 feet?
That's maybe like 15, It's gonna be a lot of step ups.
We've done it before. But
and then we'll probably have you.
That's what we're doing so far, and then we'll get to it.
I'm done. I quit. I stopped going out to my job sites. And not because I didn't want to hang out with the guys, because I really did. I enjoyed my crew. But I stopped going to job sites because it's almost like a declaration of lack of faith in my guys. Let me explain what I mean. As a business owner, every time I felt that I went out to a job site, the boys would stop working and look to me for guidance because they want to make sure that they're doing everything right. But they don't need me to tell them that they're doing everything right, because my guys have been trained in not just by me, but by Timmy, by Alex, and they know the system. And I don't show up on job sites. I quit going out to them as a proclamation of faith that I believe that they have it inside of themselves to be able to do the work right. And one of the biggest mistakes I see small business owners making, I'm going to cover that in today's video. Let's get back into this one and see how this project goes. If there's something I want to tell you, come straight up. You may have big hopes and dreams, but I guarantee you those will only take you so far if you're doing the thing I'm about to explain, which I am going to guess 99% of guys do, and that's the hub and spoke business management model. And let me break this down for you. When you first start your business, you're wearing all of the hats. You may be out doing the jobs, doing the bidding, answering the phones, doing the invoices, doing the year-end tax preparations. You're doing everything. That means you're the hub. That means everything depends upon you. And so you become this center point, and all of the other facets of your business stream off from you, and you are only capable of performing so much work. There's no big, massive, successful businesses run on this principle alone, because it's not sustainable without you going mental. It will break you down. It will wear you out. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care if you're a Green Beret and a Marine and a Navy SEAL all put together. It doesn't make a difference. It's not a long-term sustainable thing. And a business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you've got to switch. You will start out as a hub and spoke business model, but you've got to get that out of your system. You need to graduate onward and upward and change your management style. Here's the management style you need. It's called top down. That means you're at the top echelon, but you don't answer to everybody in your organization, okay? You answer to 8 people. This is a key element. We call it the 2 pizza model. You only deal directly on a day-to-day basis with as many people as can eat 2 pizzas, and we call that 8 people. And nobody in your organization, no matter how big it is, should ever manage more than 8 people, because once you get beyond 8 people, you become inefficient. So the maximum level of productivity is right at that 8 mark. And so instead of being a hub and spoke business model, switch to a top down. Hire people to fill in the gaps underneath you. And then those people get to hire in people to fill in the gaps underneath them. That's how the big corporations switch and become hyper successful. Break past that 5 million mark. And that 5 million mark, if you can manage a business to a 5 million mark as a hub and spoke business model, you are one tough SOB. I'm telling you right now. But when you try to get beyond 5 million, it starts to fall apart. And even growing to 5 million is an absolute struggle. It's an exercise in futility. So as soon as you possibly can, graduate away from the hub and spoke business model and switch over to a top-down management model. That's why I don't go out to my job sites, because I don't want to be the hub and spoke. I don't want to be the person that all the decisions are based on. But I do want to still connect with my team. That's an important thing. If you are the owner and you want to grow this hyper successful business, don't lose track of your team. That is another mistake that I see people making all the time. But let's dive back into this.
All right, we're wrapped up for the day. Sam got all the caps on. They're not glued, but we got them in.
Most of them.
Most of them.
You helped.
I helped.
You helped.
But yeah, and then we got this all capped up and done over here. Got a few more caps to get in place. And then we got our wall over here started and being built. Well, everything's all core filled, just needs to be cleaned off and ready to be stacked for tomorrow. Well, no, but that's what we got done so far today, and we'll continue on upwards. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sammy.
Hey. We got a busy day today, my guy. Actually, not really. We got a normal day. Every day is busy.
Every day is busy.
We're gonna get the rest of that built. We're about halfway done yesterday. We're gonna get the rest of the caps done today, which is gonna be the time suck like usual. And yeah, we'll be out of here tomorrow. And on to the next one.
Got all these all laid out and your line on the back and ready to just lay in, basically.
Yeah, that's your cheater line. Keeping them straight.
Cheating? What's that? But all right, that's enough talking.
Ain't nothing to it.
From Milwaukee Tools to Aquascape to trailer manufacturers that are selling thousands of trailers per month, all of these hyper successful, well-run organizations have one thing in common. Even though they've never communicated directly, they all do this one thing, and that thing is build a team and trust in their team. All of these organizations that you probably know of, heard of, may even have tools in your garage from, the number one key to their success has not been based on an individual, but on a collective, a group of people working together. And I have watched as the head team falls apart. I watched a $1 billion company where the head team that built the $1 billion company slowly started to disintegrate and fall away because changes. They built up this company from $0 to over $1 billion in just 9 years, and the company that the team that did that fell under the umbrella of another organization. And when the organization up here started to manipulate the strings, the team that built the $1 billion corporation slowly began to fall apart. And as that team fell apart, so did the $1 billion corporation. It doesn't make a difference how big, massive, or successful you are. It doesn't mean that at any point, if you are doing something wrong, that it will remain status quo and you will continue to have success. So the most important thing is not to undermine that collective, that team that brings you up. When that team is gone, you got to fill those spots and fast with people that have that same mentality. And that is a rarity, an absolute rarity, to be able to find that team that clicks and coalesces. That right there, if I can tell you nothing else, build that team that coalesces, that clicks, that has that same drive and that same motivation, and you will go anywhere you want. You will do anything you want, because the guys I know that built the $1 billion corporation are friends of mine, and they're not amazing people. They're nothing special. I mean, they're motivated, they're driven, but they're not like these Einsteins. They're not like smarter than you or I, not by any means. But what they had was this strength in numbers, and they worked together and they built each other up. I don't care who you are, find your team that complements your weaknesses and creates a whole, right? You got to find people that fill in the gaps. Like me, I'm 2 steps forward, run, go, slam, bam, slam, just go as fast and hard as you can. And Timmy on my team is like, whoa, 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 whoa. He puts the brakes on, he looks at things technically, he analyzes things. And although that drives me insane 90% of the time, I also 100% of the time respect him for that. He's the one that puts the balance in my business. And without him, I wouldn't have gotten where I was at. Plain and simple. And now we have another member of the team, Alex, who helps balance Timmy out as well. So as I graduate onward and upward, Timmy needed somebody to balance him, and that's where Alex came in. They are the perfect union. So that's how you need to build your team. That will take you further than anything. That's the best advice I could ever give anybody out there. Find your team, believe in your team, make sure you're on the same page as your team, and make sure that your team understands that you really do truly appreciate them, and do appreciate them, because you ain't going anywhere without them.
Alright, good morning everybody. We're on basically cleanup day. Hey, we got all the caps and stuff on and whatnot. I would walk over there, but we got a radio going, so don't need definition of character or whatever it is that YouTube does for copyright infringement. But we're getting all this out of here today. Hey, all this is going, and caps obviously are staying for right now. But then these end ones and these blocks go down to the yard. This rock's all getting out of here, going down to the yard. This slab here, and then this dirt might go to the next project right away, or it's gonna go to the next job site. Or it's gonna go down to the yard. But that's what we got planned for today. Sam got all the caps on yesterday, other than what was around the corner. And we're just doing that today, and then we're gonna burn up a lot of this backfilling too. We got to get behind the walls and then fill in that planter box on the other side of the skid. And then I don't know. Use your imaginations then. But just follow along.
You know, I've been doing the podcast for years, been doing the videos for a long time, even longer than I've been doing podcasts. So I've had the ability to interview some of the absolute leaders around the world. And this concept of the team formed really early with me. So as I would actually have the ability to go in some of these organizations, and I've stayed inside of the actual business itself, slept day and night, and got to watch the entire workings. I've always kept that in the back of my mind. Is there any single one factor that unites all of these different organizations? What do they have in common? And building their team has always been the one thing above and beyond anything else that all of these hyper successful companies that also seem to have the most the feeling of unity inside of the organization. When you go into different companies, you can actually sense that there is a feeling, a presence. And the stronger the unity in the company, the more fun it is to be there. You can actually feel it when you walk in that door, that these people enjoy each other's company. And that is one of the common things that I have seen across the board for all of these different organizations, is the companies that build this company environment, this atmosphere, typically outshine the companies that have a very rigid structure time and time again. And that is from 15 years of interviews, of going behind the scenes, of living, breathing, being in these companies, of keeping my eyes open to see what is the one common thread to all of these successful businesses. It is they build a corporate environment that fosters teamwork, that allows people to enjoy where they're at, and it's all about the people and not so much about the product. It really isn't about the product. I'm not going to say which trailer company it was, but he looked at me and said, should I let people know that I'm richer than the Kardashians? So these guys have a lot of money, a lot of success. And it's all based on the people in the organization. That's it. That's all I got for you. Build that organization. And it doesn't have to be amazing people. It's just got to be people that are on the same page that complement your weaknesses. That really is about it. Build that, and I guarantee you, you're going to be happier, you're going to be more successful, you're going to enjoy your work, you're going to have better profits, you're going to get up every day and not mind going into work. That's it for this one. I hope videos like this help you out. If they do, let me know in the comments down below. But God bless, and go get them, you guys. Catch you on another one.